together with you in this virtual space to talk about a very important theme. I think we all need to be aware of that, and it's our storytelling minds. Do you know? Well, let me ask you this. Let us begin with this. Would you tolerate or would you like to have a constant companion? Imagine that this friend or this companion is constantly whispering in your ear a monologue. And in this monologue, he's always whispering to you random ideas, always telling you all kinds of concerns and worries about the future. It's always rehashing once and again and again and again and again and again and again events from the past. Then in this monologue, he's always telling you like very negative things about yourself, negative judgments about yourself, about life, about the others, and this goes on like every minute and every hour and every day and every week and every month and all year long. Would you tolerate such companion? Because imagine this kind of monologue can put you into these very negative emotional states and moods and tension, anxiety, at times depression, feeling that you are not worthy. Okay, that is the activity of your unconscious mind. Imagine that. Here the problem is that we don't only tolerate this companion, but we are seduced and we end up believing that which he is whispering in our ear is truth. And that is the truth about myself, and that is the truth, and that is real, no? About life, about myself, about the others. So it's really like a very cruel dynamic from which the only remedy and the best remedy is for us to be aware that that is the activity of the mind. The mind is the best storyteller ever. And it has an incredible capacity, a creative capacity. Just close your eyes and imagine that you are flying in the back of your dragon pet. And as you are flying, you are observing all those places and you are feeling the air, and you can even perceive the aroma of that sulfurous air, which is part of your breath, of your pet, your dragon. And now open your eyes. Can you see the incredibly creative capacity of your mind? And it also happens when you imagine a lime and you are holding this beautiful juicy lime and you wash it and you smell it and you can get this delicious citric smell, and then you cut it and then you squeeze it and you can begin to salivate. Just because the creativity and the capacity of imagination of your mind sometimes is so real and vivid, and we experience it with our senses, even though we're just thinking about it, that we end up believing that all that is real. And that is just the activity of my mind. That is the reason why they say that 90% of how I feel life happens in my mind. And only a 10% has to do directly with direct reality as such. So imagine how important it is to be aware of this activity. To stop being pulled by these constant stories that my mind is telling me. And to stop being like identified or deluded in those stories. So with mindfulness, when you are aware, it has two very important purposes. For one, is just to identify and to understand what is the activity of the mind. And second, not to be pulled into that. So it is much better because, look, the nature of the mind is always to be secreting thoughts, always creating and generating thoughts, one after the other, and from one it creates two, and then four, and then eight, and it's incredibly the capacity of the mind. So we are not going to stop that because it is like the nature of your mouth is to secrete saliva. The same with the mind, it's always generating thoughts, and we cannot stop that. But it is very different to use all that current, all that stream of thoughts, to use it for my benefit instead of just being pulled and I'm not understanding, is this real, is this not real? No, I'd rather be the observer and be aware that that is the activity and that I can use that because it's so vast, the production of thoughts. But that can be my creativity instead of that being my destiny, no? And me just being pulled as a puppet. So, in today's session, the purpose of this session is for you to practice one or two very easy activities, mindful activities, to be aware of the activity of your mind. And then we're going to do a meditation for you to be able to visualize, and with this visualization to separate yourself from that activity and to feel the peaceful feeling of being separate of that activity of the mind. And then we are going to, well, I'm going to play the gongs for you to relax even more and to enjoy it even more. So yes, well, in the first part, let me just share with you characteristics of the thoughts, first of all, of the mind with this thinking activity. First is that we are not going to stop it. Okay, so we know that. The second is that, okay, I cannot stop the activity of my mind, but I can become the observer. How am I going to do that? Imagine, and this is the metaphor, that there is a waterfall and you're exactly like receiving all the water of this waterfall, so you really feel bombarded and it's so painful and you feel like, oh my god, am I gonna die, or what is gonna happen? Of course you would like to stop the water falling into your head, but that is impossible. You cannot stop the waterfall. That is the activity of the mind. But what you can do is just like walk 1 meter and set yourself behind the waterfall, and that way you become the observer of that activity, and you are not being bombarded and you are not all confused and just experiencing that horrible situation, suffering the pain of receiving all that constant stream. But by becoming the observer, then you can see all these creatives, all those thoughts become like, yes, just like this vast amount of liberating ideas, creative ideas, and you continue to be yourself. There is, for example, Viktor Frankl would always say that there is a space, which is your space of freedom, between the stimuli and your reaction. Yes, so when things are happening already in life, in the environment, and you cannot control that because it's already there, no, that is reality, then you, before just reacting, no, give yourself the time to feel, to be aware, to think, and to decide what are you going to do next. So that is called the locus of control, which is where your freedom lies. So your freedom, your wisdom, and the way to do that is just by being aware and giving you the space just to breathe. So there is a technique that I would like to share with you, which is called stop, and it's for S is for you to stop, not to react immediately or right away, but just to stop. Then the T, take a deep breath and track your breath. Just feel how you inhale and you are exhaling. Then O for observe. Observe, what are you feeling in your body? What are the emotions? What are the sensations in your body? And to observe your thoughts. What are the thoughts that are there in my mind? To be aware of those. Understanding that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are not reality, but that is just a pattern of your mind. Generally, it's always the same pattern. So to be able to observe your thoughts, and then P is for proceed. Now proceed. But you already gave yourself the time and space, not just to react, but to think, to feel, to be aware, and then you proceed. So then you are the owner of that space of freedom, which is your locus of control. So I invite you to practice these very simple ways for you not to be just the puppet of destiny, but for you to be aware, and from that awareness to be the creator, the co-creator of that destiny, using your freedom to really decide what is best to do next. What do I really want to do? Instead of just reacting and then regretting. Okay? So that would be the recommendation for today, the practice, very simple practice. And now, why don't we do a meditation, which is going to be for you to visualize those thoughts just as clouds, and to have that image as an anchor for yourself. So whenever you feel like overwhelmed or already frustrated or angry or sad because of a situation, remember that is not necessarily the situation, but it's the way and the activity of your mind, the way your mind is interpreting such stimuli of the environment or a circumstance. Remember that. And you can use and you can remember the experience of the clouds. So let's do that meditation. And yes, so if you're ready, just close your eyes and enjoy. You can always consider using your headphones, or inviting, if there are people there with you in your house, invite them to join you into this meditation, and let's do it together. Okay? I'm going to turn off the light, and we're going to begin in just a minute. So take a very comfortable position. If you want, you can lie down in your couch or just sit down however you feel better. So take a deep breath and relax your body. Allow yourself this space with no time. Just visualize it and feel it as such. A space with no time for you to be, to feel, to relax, not to think. Take another deep breath. Try to breathe in 5 seconds, and then to exhale in 6 or 7 seconds. As you relax your feet and then your legs, relax your hips and your abdomen. Relax your chest. And you take another deep breath. As you relax your neck, your shoulders, and your arms. Relax your fingers. And now relax your face. Relax your eyelids and your forehead. Feeling and knowing that all is well. You begin to go down into different levels of relaxation, allowing yourself to relax deeper and deeper. From level 5, you breathe in, and as you exhale, you go down to level 4. You take another deep breath. You release any tension that may be in your body as you go down to level 3. breathe in and exhale as you continue your way down to level 2, allowing yourself to relax deeper and deeper. You go down to level 1 and you are there in the silence within, in the peace of the depths. And now you visualize yourself in the center of a vast ocean of light and life, and you breathe in harmoniously. You are the awareness, the peaceful and quiet awareness in the middle of this ocean of light and life. And you observe everything, and you continue to be this quiet, silent awareness, peaceful. And you observe the sky with its clouds. Clouds are like thoughts, and you are aware of it. So you observe how they come, and you let them go. Peacefully, you observe this activity, one by one. At times, several at the same time, you observe them, and peacefully you let them go. One cloud after the other, one thought after the other, you let go. And as you let them go, you can feel a deeper peace. This sense of spaciousness is deeply peaceful, and you can feel this peaceful experience. Breathe in, observe one thought and another, one cloud and another, and you let go peacefully. You feel this inner peace, and you can feel how it expands as you continue to breathe in and out. And it expands even more with the sound of the gongs. Just breathe and feel your inner peace. Breathe, enjoy, and be. Continue with your eyes closed just for a little moment and take a deep breath as you begin to move your fingers and your toes, allowing yourself to bring your awareness to your healthy body, to a new life, peaceful, harmonious life. Take a deep breath. You are the awareness. You are the observer. Take another breath, and whenever you feel ready, just open your eyes as I turn on the light. So I really hope you were able to experience the meditation, to follow it. But if for some reason you couldn't in this moment, try it later. And this is a wonderful, very simple yet powerful visualization for you to use as an anchor for those moments when you feel so overwhelmed or frustrated or angry or any negative mood, negative emotional state, negative thinking. So whatever is going on in your mind, you can use this meditation or remember as an anchor the feeling of being the awareness and just being able to observe that activity of the mind, thought after thought, and then another thought just passing by, just letting it go, and you staying in your own freedom, in your peaceful awareness. And from there, to decide what to do, or just to stay there as an observer. Sometimes the mind, with this constant activity, hijacked us from the present moment. So literally we stop living our lives. And that's a reason why you always, or sometimes, or very often forget, where did I leave my wallet? What did I had yesterday for breakfast? Oh my God, did I say that? And things like that, because we are not fully in the present moment. We are just in this constant activity of the mind, and the mind, remember, it has a tendency to bring you to the future, creating so much anxiety, and then to the past, creating so much depression and sadness, affecting deeply your self-esteem. Just because we are engaging with this constant chattering, with this companion that I was mentioning at the beginning. So, no, we have the right to be free of our own minds and that activity, and to become the awareness, the observers of that activity, and then to use it for our benefit. Because all that is an amount of information and very, very creative possibilities. But remember, a thought is just a thought. It's up to you if you commit or not. But a thought is just the thought, a thought. Even though the thought may tell you this is reality, no. This is just the thought. Reality is there in front of us, peaceful, there it is. But it is this activity of the mind. So, yes, here you have two ways to overcome that, not to be pulled by your mind, your storytelling mind, which is awesome and so creative, but you are yourself and your mind is just a tool for you to use. Allow your mind to be your best friend instead of being your worst enemy. You don't want that. So, yes, thank you so much. I'm Gaby de la Mora, and if you have questions or comments for me that you would like to share with me, please. I have my open channels and my website, gabydelamora.com. If you want to have more of these kind of meditations, visualizations, or tutorials in life coaching and mindfulness, do visit the channel, which is gabydelamora.vhx.tv. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.